Yellow flag was displayed on our timing tower a second ago, and that's why Lewis Hamilton with the full 360.
That is flat-spotted tyres for Lewis on the mediums, and a lucky escape for him. The barrier comes at you so quickly at turn 3, so that'll be a change of tyres and a shortened first stint then for Lewis.
And this is Yuki Tsunoda in the gravel. We were mentioning that part of the circuit. He's managed to find his way onto the escape road. Extraordinary restart to the season. We've had a spin for Hamilton, Tsunoda in the gravel, and now Kimi Antonelli is off.
So you know
trying to find reverse.
He's beached though, and that's a red flag. You know what I was literally just thinking is you've got a few drivers that would have really loved the reset over the summer break. Hamilton's one, Tsunoda would be another, and I thought if Antonelli goes off now, that's your 3. Big teams that need a reprieve. They've all had moments.
Yuki Tsunoda heading down to the braking zone of turn 12.
So it looked okay under braking, and he's turned it in and just found that the rear's not happy. So Hamilton also lost the rear at the apex, just beyond the apex at turn 2. Tsunoda's lost the rear at the apex point.
This is on board with Antonelli, heading to turn number 9.
So these right-handers, it's the final one, and it's just an understeer and a lock-up. No more front end. He hasn't hit the barrier, but he's just found it. This is the problem. It's a punishing circuit, and you don't always escape the gravel.
I'm stuck in the gravel.
Yeah, got to see that.
As Russell goes wide and into the gravel.
Sorry about that.
He rejoins the escape road. And we've finally seen someone go wide at turn 1.
It's incredibly dusty from the middle part of that corner to the outside. And once Russell had the lock-up, I think he was destined to find that gravel.
What on earth has happened to Max Verstappen? And we've seen so many cars off in the gravel across the entire hour. And Max Verstappen, after the checkered flag has been waving, finds himself off the road at turn 1.
Has he done his practice start and then really tried to attack the first corner to see how late he could brake?
He does do that.
Yeah.
He does that as a feature every single FP1. Let's listen in then. Max Verstappen heading to turn 1, having completed his practice start. There's the lockup, you could see it.
Okay, so it's a mistake.
I'm stuck.
Yeah, you can switch off.
I tell you what, he has taken some serious speed in there.
And just for your info, Verstappen is on the gravel in turn 1. There's yellow there.
How did he go in the gravel?
I think you will have to ask him. I don't know.
Big one with Lance Stroll in the Aston Martin. The red flag is out, and the limited dry running that we could have had has been interrupted.
Just worth noting those barriers on the outside of the banking are arranged NASCAR style in a safer barrier arrangement.
Wow, that is a big hit for Lance Stroll.
Oh, gosh. Are you okay, Lance?
I'm fine.
Well, it always looks impressive, doesn't it? The amount of speed that they're able to take in because of the banking, but that just shows you this is an unforgiving racetrack.
Yeah, he's just carried too much speed in there. Wow, look at the damage. And actually, he's quite lucky that he's potentially not hurt his hand there, but you can see that front left just locked up slightly, and then he was a passenger into the water.
Yeah, just a little lockup, and then from there, I was just a passenger. So, yeah, just one of those things.
Hadjar being immediately told to pull over and stop the car. They're clearly seeing something in the telemetry. They don't want him to go any further, and that will be another red flag to recover the Racing Bulls car. And after all the trouble earlier on trying to fix the issue, he has ground to a halt. Now again, the replay of Hadjar parking up. FP2 will continue.
We had sensor issues in the PU in FP1, and we decided to change the battery, the PU, and then going out again in FP2. Obviously, I went out a bit delayed, and the team were not happy with the way the battery was operating, so they asked me to stop. So that was it.
Into the gravel and damaging the front wing. We check in with the Williams of Alex Albon, who immediately reverses And we saw Max Verstappen do that after the checkered flag.
I think he's
And
stuck.
he looks like, for the moment, he has beached it with 21 minutes to go. And Albon becomes the latest driver, Alice Powell, to go off at turn 1 and bring out the red flag.
Trying to come off the brake to just use that banking. So riding on board with Albon now. Yeah, he braked quite late. Was at about 60 metres in, locked that inside front, tried to turn in, and then that split-second decision, he's had no choice. He had to come off the brake, otherwise he would have been sailing even harder into the gravel and just damaged that front wing, and that's going to be his session over.
We beached. Yeah, I think I've beached it. Sorry.
It's not the end of the world. Just got to kind of play around with the car a bit. It's very windy around here, so you kind of it's very easy to get caught out by the gusts, and got caught out a couple of times in FP2, but nothing serious. Luckily, only the front wing to put in the part spin, but otherwise we'll be okay. I think the car's not too bad.
Oh, he's going to lose it.
For the second time today, round goes Hamilton, and he catches it on a push lap on the soft tyres, and the rear end steps out. Had a spin in FP1, has another spin in FP2.
So you can see the compression through turn 8, folded into turn 9, and I think he thought, I'm going to make it. He had a little bit of understeer initially and thought, no, it's fine. Went on the throttle, and that's when the rear kicked out, and by the time he collected it, he was going to be touching the grass. A little bit of understeer there, thought it's okay, got on the throttle, touched the grass. That was him spinning around quite nicely.
I think the first one was just pushing too much. I think we ultimately also ride quality is not where we want it. So the car is quite unpredictable. The second one, I touched the grass and had a snap, and that was that. It's, pushing, which is positive, I guess. Yeah, hopefully no more.
Jesus! Oh my God!
What happened, George?
McLaren just cut across the front of him in the pit lane.
Piastri was turning into his box, and I was passing on the left, and then he just turned into me. As you can probably tell by the tone of my voice, I was not expecting that.
Well, I think he pulled in a bit too early, pulled back out, so just a bit unfortunate, but it scared me a bit, because it's like when you're on track, you're sort of ready for anything, but when you're in the pit lane going like relatively very slow, you're just chilling out. I was looking at my screen, I was like, oh, jeez. So, yeah, it caught me by surprise.